While K-pop in general is very different from the Western entertainment industry, the shock and drama is still there. From sudden marriages and disbandments, K-pop has managed to make us gasp way too many times. Chen's marriage announcement. Chen wasn't the first nor the last idol to get married, but the announcement of his marriage had everyone shocked to no end. Adding to that, he's also from a big group like EXO, so the surprise was even bigger. In January of 2022, he posted a handwritten letter on his Instagram writing, "I wanted to be the first to tell my fans who showed love and support for me, so I'm writing despite my crude writing. I have a girlfriend who I want to spend the rest of my life with." Chen also said that he didn't know how to break the news to fans, so after carefully discussing this with the members and the label, he decided it was time to tell the fans. On the same day, SM announced that the couple were expecting a kid together. The normal fans were obviously happy that Chen had found someone who made him happy and who he wanted to share his life with. The other less normal ones didn't take the news well. They organized protests, sent trucks, and basically did everything they could to try and get Chen out of the group, but to say that every single one of their attempts flopped would be an understatement. I mean, only 7 people showed up to that so-called protest. That should have been embarrassing enough for them to stop, and yet they didn't. The couple's daughter was born at the end of April 2020, and the fans couldn't have been happier as they trended #WelcomeEXOPrincess worldwide. The good news doesn't stop there, as the couple also welcomed their second child in January of 2022. That was less of a surprise though. X1's disbandment. The produce rigging scandal is probably one of the biggest scandals to ever hit the K-pop industry. During the live broadcast of the Produce X 101 finale, the viewers noticed that something fishy was going on when it came to the final votes, as they didn't seem realistic whatsoever. In response to this, Mnet denied that the votes were rigged, but admitted that there were some errors in calculation. They also kept insisting that the final rankings were all correct, and they refused to change X1's lineup. However, their statements weren't enough to get rid of the viewers' suspicions. That's why 272 of them ended up filing a lawsuit against Mnet for electoral fraud, because they had paid 100 Korean won to vote, and that's how a police investigation started. The investigation revealed that the votes from the eliminated trainees were added to the total votes of the contestants who debuted in X1. The manipulation affected 2 to 3 trainees who were originally supposed to debut with the group, and it was found out that the final rankings of the top 20 trainees during Produce 48 and Produce X 101 had been already chosen to debut by the producers before the final performances even took place. The investigation affected X1, who had several public appearances canceled, and Mnet also put a hold on the group's promotion. A meeting was held at the beginning of 2020 where all the agencies held a meeting in order to determine the group's future, where it was then decided that it would be best if the group disbanded. This is not what fans expected though. Since IZ*ONE had built a solid fan base by the time the scandal broke out, the companies decided to let them promote for a while longer, while X1 became the group that people directed their criticism at, even though the companies were the ones who were at fault. They unfortunately disbanded without getting to enjoy the debut they worked so hard for, and it was for a good reason that fans and non-fans alike were shocked that the disbandment was happening in the first place. Sujin leaving Idol. This is still quite a touchy subject. At the time when several Korean celebrities got accused of horrible things at the start of 2021, several netizens came forward and accused Sujin of mistreating them back in high school. Firstly, Cube Entertainment heavily denied the accusations and even threatened to sue the accusers for damaging Sujin's image and spreading false rumors. Then actress Sol Shin-hye stepped into the mess, making vague posts on social media that never addressed Sujin by name, but it wasn't exactly hard to put the pieces together. This is where everything shifted. The public's opinion on Sujin changed, forcing Sujin to release a statement addressing the accusations made by Shin-hye and the other netizens. The detailed explanation of every accusation against her made fans think that everything was going to be fine. Plus, considering Sujin was one of their most popular artists, it would be extremely stupid of Cube to let her go just because they couldn't bother investigating the accusations properly. Well, surprise, surprise, that's exactly what they did. She was kicked out of Cube Entertainment in August 2021, and her contract with the company was terminated in March 2022. The announcement left everyone shook, mostly because they couldn't believe Cube would just kick her out like that when Sujin herself had addressed the issues and apologized to the victims. BTSs Hiatus. This was undoubtedly one of the most shocking announcements in K-pop, mostly because nobody was expecting it. And when I say nobody, I mean it. Not even fans could have predicted it, and I can't blame them. BTS had just had a very successful comeback, and fans were even expecting them to kick off their world tour sometime in the future. Then the festivities for their anniversary started, and BTS suddenly announced that they were going to take a hiatus from group activities in order to focus on their solo careers. They shared how they were facing a lot of struggles right now, and that they would be releasing solo work so they could continue promoting as a group in the future with a different energy. The situation got even more confusing once misinformation got spread that BTS were instead disbanding, and the whole hiatus thing was to only cover up for the fact that the group was over over. The members themselves and representatives from the company had to come out multiple times and clear up that they weren't in fact disbanding and were going to resume group activities once they were done with their solo releases. Kyana and Dawn's dating news. Even though dating news involving idols are still pretty controversial, they have become normalized these past recent years. So why was everyone so shocked when the rumors of a possible relationship between Kyana and Pentagon's E-Dawn started spreading around? The rumor started after the two were put together in a co-ed group along with Pentagon's Hui, and their chemistry was so suspiciously good that it had people suspecting that something was going on. However, KOOP Entertainment came out with a statement that denied all allegations that the two were anything but friends. Dawn and Kyana decided to go a different route though. They came out with their own statements confirming that they were indeed in a relationship and very much in love. This was the first time that the idols had gone against company's wishes, and this ended up costing them big time. The company terminated both of their contracts immediately as they stated that the artists had broken their trust. The statement from KOOP said, "When we manage artists, we consider mutual trust and faith our top priority. We decided the trust is broken beyond repair, so we are expelling the two from our company. They both signed with P Nation later on and are currently engaged to be married, so I guess it all worked out for them in the end." 21's disbandment. 21 was undoubtedly one of the most influential groups in K-pop. During the years that they were active, they had a great impact in the industry and the way it worked. But as it always is with groups, they started to focus more on their solo activities from 2014 to 2015. Sure, they were on hiatus, but the girls genuinely loved each other and performing together, so the glimmer of hope that the girls would come back from the hiatus was strong as ever. Well, we all know what happened. A year after they went on hiatus, YG announced that Minji had left the group to focus on her solo career, but 21 would go on promoting with the 3 remaining members, which wasn't everyone's favorite news to get, but the group would still continue releasing music, so everything would be fine, right? Not really. That same year, November, YG announced that the group had disbanded. CL and Dada remained signed under the company as soloists, while Boom decided not to re-sign. If you want an idea of just how shocking the announcement was, even the members didn't know that the group was disbanding and had to find out from the news. So when I tell you the disbandment news literally shook up South Korea to the core, I'm being very serious about it. After that, 21 released the song Goodbye to say their farewells to the fans, and even reunited for a special stage at Coachella years later. Jessica leaving SNSD. If you were around when this happened, you deserve financial compensation. At the time of SNSD peak, Jessica started a fashion business, which hadn't been much of a problem. Well, that was until she allegedly started focusing more on her business than the group, prompting the other members to make a decision to kick her out of the group. She wrote on Weibo, "I was excited about our upcoming fan events only to shockingly be informed by my company and 8 others that as of today, I'm no longer a member." Initially, fans thought that she was hacked and that this was all some big practical joke, but they were wrong, unfortunately. Later that day, SM issued a statement saying that everyone had decided that it would be best if Jessica and the company parted ways. According to the books Jessica wrote years later, that doesn't seem to be quite the case, but since she keeps insisting that the books are fictional and the other members refuse to talk about it, I guess we'll never know the whole truth. What do you think was the most shocking announcement in K-pop? Share your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye!